Mm. Mm. So we have already covered the first of the Satipatthana objects, that is kaya, body, or the collection and the physical elements which can be seen in various parts of the body. So today we'll move on to the second object, that is Vedana. So Vedana usually translated as feeling. Mm. So, but here we have to be clear what is feeling, okay? Because the English word feeling is often used to mean uh, emotions or moods. Okay? So, emotion or moods of the mind. So, for example, we say, I feel anxious, I feel disgusted, or I feel hurt, or I feel bored, or I feel contented, I feel satisfied, I feel peaceful. So all these all these emotions and moods of the mind, even though we say I feel, but they are not feeling in the sense of Vedana. Okay? Mm. So mm, in terms of the mental states or cetasikas, so they are represented by other cetasikas. Vedana is a cetasika, it's a mental state. But there are also other mental states, okay, that arise together with the consciousness. So like uh, feeling of anxiety, disgust, hurt. These are not Vedana. These are more like dosa. Mm. So the feeling bored is more like tina. Uh, Feeling peaceful, that's more like pasadi, tranquility of mind. So they are not Vedana. So then what is Vedana? Mm. Uh, Vedana is that you can understand it as that mental state uh, that experiences the face of the object. So whenever we experience an object, each object that we experience, they have a certain taste, right? So generally, we say that they are pleasant or unpleasant, or neither pleasant nor unpleasant, or we say neutral. Okay? So Vedana is that mental state that experiences this taste of the object, experiences the pleasantness or the unpleasantness or the neutralness of the object. This is its nature. Okay? Mm. Yeah. So generally, we say there are three types of Vedana. Sukha Vedana, eh, Dukkha Vedana, or Adukkama Sukha Vedana. Sukha Vedana is a pleasant feeling. Pleasant feeling means the experience of pleasantness. Okay? And then Dukkha Vedana, the unpleasant feeling, is the experience of unpleasantness. Okay? Then Adukkama Sukha Vedana uh, is a neither pleasant nor unpleasant feeling, or sometimes Upekkha Vedana, the neutral feeling. Okay? So this is the experience of neutralness, neither pleasant nor unpleasant. Okay? Mm. So Vedana is the experience of the taste of the object, the experience of its pleasantness or unpleasantness or its neutralness. Okay? Mm. So uh, keep in mind that it is an experience, which means that it is a mental phenomenon. Okay? It's a mental nature, yeah, or nama dhamma. It's not physical. It's not rupa. Okay? Mm. Because only nama can experience. Okay? Rupa cannot experience. Okay? So sometimes some yogis may have the wrong idea that Vedana is physical. Vedana is not physical. It is mental. It's an experience. Okay? Experience of pleasantness or unpleasantness or neutralness of the object. Now, even though Vedana is a mental phenomenon, but it can be tied up with bodily experience. Okay? Or it can arise with bodily experience. That means experience through the body door. Okay? Like when you're not rising, falling, sitting, touching, these are all experience through the body door. Okay? So when you have an experience through the body door, Vedana can arise with it. Okay? So in this case, because it arises through the body door, it is sometimes called uh, Kayika Vedana, or bodily feeling. Mm, mm. But even though it's called bodily feeling, it does not mean that it is physical. Okay? Yeah. It just means that it is tied up with the bodily experience. Vedana is always mental, okay? An experience in the mind. Mm. So now, for example, when noting pain, right? So for example, after a long sitting, so you start to experience in your body, yeah? For example, on the when at the touch point with the meditation sit. Yes, you sit for too long. After a while, you start to experience maybe uh, extreme hardness. uh, it's very, very hard uh, sensation, or even extreme heat. uh, mm. So this hardness and this heat uh, or pressure, uh, they are what? They are rupa, right? They are the elements, as we have already discussed. Okay? No. But even as you are experiencing this very extreme rupa, extreme materiality, uh, physical sensation, in your mind, you're experiencing the discomfort, the pain, the unpleasantness connected with this very extreme materiality, right? Mm. So this experience of discomfort, pain, and so on, that is Vedana. Okay. Mm. So, and if you note this mental experience of discomfort or pain, then you are noting Vedana. You are doing contemplation of Vedana, Vedanānupassanā. Mm. So here, going back to this example, so here if the yogis, the noting is very sharp, precise, clear, and you may be able to realize that in this experience, there's actually more than one Dhamma, more than one nature that's present. Okay? So, hardness is one nature. Okay? You can see this clearly. Okay? Uh, then the heat is another nature, very distinct from the hardness. Okay? So they are not mixed up together. Okay? And then the experience of the unpleasantness mm, is another nature. Okay? So you see clearly there are different physical as well as mental nature. Okay? So yeah, and you may, if your noting is clear, you may even be able to realize the cause and effect relationship mm, between the physical nature and the mental nature. Okay? So because of this very extreme elements, extreme hardness, extreme heat, and then there's experience of the unpleasantness or experience of the pain. Okay? So you can able to discern the cause and effect relationship clearly. Okay? Mm, mm. Your noting is exceptionally clear. You may even discern how this mental and physical nature uh, they arise and passes away together moment to moment. Okay? You notice the elements arising uh, one after another, moment to moment, and you notice the feeling arising together with it. The moment there is the element, there is the feeling connected with it. Okay? And they arise and passes away together. Okay? Next moment, another element arise, and the feeling again, another feeling arise together with it and passes away together. Okay? So moment to moment, you may be able to discern the rise and fall, arising, disappearing of this mental physical nature. Okay? Mm. So, yeah. And if you continuously observe this, you may be able to even discern the nature of impermanent suffering, non-self. Okay? Mm. However, if your noting is not sharp, not precise, not clear, then all this different nature uh, um confused, mix up together. You cannot differentiate uh, one nature from another. Okay? So then in the mind, it kind of mix up all together. All this different nature got lumped up together as one single thing. Then you cannot differentiate. uh. First, you cannot differentiate between the hardness and the heat. All mix up together. Okay? And then you also mix up between the elements and the pain. Okay? And you think the element is the pain is the element. Okay? That's why sometimes yogis think that Vedana is physical because the mind not clear enough to differentiate. Okay? Not sharp enough. The knowledge is not sharp and clear enough. Okay? Mm. Mm. So in this case, all the experience got lumped up together, all the different nature confused and mixed up together. And in the mind, you may even take the whole of this experience together and think that I am in pain. Okay? You identify this whole experience as the I. Yeah? I am in pain. My leg is so painful. Mm. So all this arises because the yogi do not know clearly, not sharply. Okay? So they cannot see that pain is just pain, just a nature of pain. So it's not identifying as a person. Okay? So you note clearly, sharply, you're able to discern the different nature present. You're able to discern each nature arising, disappearing, moment to moment, and be able to discern clearly that they are impermanent, uh, suffering and non-self. Okay? So they are not a person, not me, not I, not my pain. Mm. Mhm. Since we are talking about the pain, we'll discuss more about noting of pain. So mm, this is also important because uh, so- quite a number of yogis do not able to note the pain properly. Okay. So in our practice, it's very important to understand how to note the pain. Okay. Mm. So now, often yogi thinks that the pain is a hindrance to the practice, hindrance to the development of the practice. So it's something that you must get rid of or avoid. So this is not a right attitude. Okay? So uh, pain in itself is not a hindrance. Okay? It's an object to be noted uh, in order to understand its nature. Okay? It's not something to get rid of. Okay? So Buddha taught Vedanānupassanā not to get rid of it, okay? But to understand its nature. Okay? Mm. So, so pain in itself is not a hindrance. Okay? What is a hindrance is the aversion that arises towards the pain. That means agitation, the non-acceptance of the pain, a great dislike of it, or even the fear and trauma uh, with regards to the pain. Okay, so it's this aversion that is a hindrance. Okay, so without this aversion, if there were only mindfulness present, taking note of the pain, taking it as object, noting it, then no aversion may arise. And without this aversion, there's no hindrances and there's no obstruction to the development of the practice. So when pain arises and is dominant in your experience, eh, then it should be noted with mindfulness. Okay? So noting it with mindfulness is Vedanānupassanā, contemplation of Vedana or feeling. Okay? So Vedanānupassanā, when Buddha taught Vedanānupassanā, he did not just talk about noting of pleasant feeling and neutral feeling. It also includes the noting of unpleasant or painful feeling. Okay? So Vedanānupassanā is noting of all kinds of feelings that may arise in your experience. Okay? So whenever uh, pain arises during your practice, so according to the instruction of the Buddha, Vedanānupassanā, it should be noted with mindfulness. Okay? Now, of course, we do not deny that pain is a very difficult object to know. It's not easy to know, especially for beginners. So if you have not learned to note it with mindfulness, it's something very difficult to do. Okay? So, mm, mm. so when it comes to noting of pain, uh, acceptance is the key. Mm. Acceptance is the key to noting pain. Okay? So without acceptance, uh, you start to struggle with the pain. You start to fight against the pain. uh, So then it's going to be very difficult to note the pain. Okay? So acceptance is the key. Okay? So you have to accept. This is the nature of the body. the human body. Okay, so so in the human body, there's always this nature of pain. Okay? And it comes with the karma of having a human body. Okay? So normally, when you are not meditating, you don't notice this so much. Because when you are not meditating, you are constantly shifting about, moving about. uh. So when you move about, then uh, this motion, this constant change in the posture of the body hides the nature of this pain in the body. Okay? Mm. So when you meditate, you sit still, you don't move, then this nature of pain arises. Okay? So it's always there. Mm. So you sit still long enough, it will come. Okay? This is the nature of the human body. Okay? Mm. So when you are young, it may not be so severe. As you grow older and older, then it becomes clearer and clearer. Sometimes you sit just a little bit, a few minutes, and the pain will start to arise. Okay, it's not, you constantly need to shift about. uh. So, mm, so acceptance. This is the nature of the human body. So this acceptance is the key. So accept the pain. Don't fight with it. Okay? Don't resist it. Okay? So stop seeing the pain as an enemy to get rid of. Okay? See it rather as a friend, yeah, or a very stern teacher, that has come to help you in your meditation, help you to develop the mindfulness, your concentration, and clear knowledge. Okay? Uh, so there's a saying that pain is the good friend of the yogi. Okay? So yes, it's a good friend of the yogi. Why? Yeah. If you can learn to note it with mindfulness, it can become a very good friend. Yeah. First of all, because it's such a clear object, that it draws the mind towards it. Yeah. So sometimes they give instruction to the yogi, not rising, falling, clear, cannot know. Not sitting, touching, and not clear, cannot know. Mm. Yeah, walking meditation, steps also not clear. Okay, but when pain come, it's very clear. You cannot avoid it. It literally calls out to the mind, come here, come here, I'm over here. It attracts the mind very strongly. Mm. So if you are able to turn your attention to it with mindfulness and watch it, it is so clear. So the mind can stay with it continuously, note it continuously with mindfulness. Then the mindfulness develops very fast. The concentration develops very fast. Mm. And also its nature is very clear. So because its nature is clear, you can see change very clearly. You can see its nature, impermanent, suffering, non-self, uh, easily, clearly. uh, Provided, of course, you can note it with mindfulness continuously. Okay? So in this sense, pain is a good friend of the yogi. Okay? You must learn uh, to be able to note it with mindfulness and note it continuously. Okay? And the key to this is acceptance. Okay? So you don't accept it in the first place, you struggle with it, then you cannot be mindful towards it. Okay? So don't, so when a pain arises, accept it. Have this attitude of acceptance of the pain. Don't struggle with it. Don't fight against it. Don't resist it. Okay? So when you face the pain, you must face the pain with this attitude of acceptance. When your mind has this attitude of acceptance, it doesn't resist the pain, it doesn't fight against it. Uh, It's relaxed, it's mindful. Mm, So here is helpful to remind ourselves of what the Buddha told this Nakulapita, uh, that when the body is sick, don't let the mind also be sick. Okay? So this pain in the body is like the body is sick, is imbalance of the elements, right? So giving rise to this pain. Okay? So it's a sickness in the body, but Buddha reminded, don't let the mind also be sick. Okay? So how is the mind sick? When you experience the pain without mindfulness, mm, then the mind reacts. Without mindfulness, the mind reacts to the pain. Okay? Reacts with aversion, agitation, dislike, and so on. Okay? So defilements infect the mind. So therefore, the mind is sick. uh, mm. So how is the mind not sick? Uh, by experiencing the pain with mindfulness, with clear comprehension, discerning clearly the nature of the pain. Okay, it's not. It's just nature. Just it's not my pain. Not I. Not I am in pain. Not my pain. Just pain. Just the nature of pain. The nature that arises and disappears moment to moment. There's impermanent suffering, non-self. Okay, so in order for the mind not to be sick, we must note it with mindfulness and experience the nature of the pain with clear insight into the nature of impermanent suffering and non-self. Yeah. Mm. So when the body is sick, don't let the mind also be sick. Okay? Mm. Mm. So how do you know when pain arises? Okay? So now, as we said just now, the key is acceptance. Okay. So first of all, an attitude of acceptance. Okay. So don't fight with it, don't struggle with it. So as when you fight with it, when you react to it, you react with aversion, right? So you dislike, aversion, so even anger sometimes. So so without mindfulness, this defilements arise. So when there's this aversion, dislike, anger in the mind, and the mind becomes tense. There's tension in the mind. Okay? So when the mind is tense, then the body will also follow and become tense. Okay? So when the body becomes tense, then the pain become worse. Okay? And then it's a vicious cycle. So when the pain become worse, then because there's no mindfulness, the mind reacts with even more aversion, even more dislike, and as a result, the mind becomes even more tense. And then the body also becomes even more tense, and the pain becomes even worse. Okay? And it goes on and on and on, as long as you're not mindful. Okay? So that's why, as you note, sometimes you note it becomes more and more painful because the mind is tense. Okay? That's why you have to watch out for that. Okay? Make sure, I always say the mind must be relaxed, soft, peaceful, relaxed, clear. Okay? And so accept the pain, and then note it with a mind that is relaxed, okay? Soft, peaceful, relaxed. Okay? So Now, what do you do when the mind is already tense? Huh? The pain has a reason and the mind is tense. So, first of all, you can take a deep breath. Draw, take in a deep breath slowly and mindfully, few times. This will help to relax the mind, calm down the mind. Okay. So once the mind is calmed down, is soft, is relaxed, and then bring your attention to the pain. Okay. So let it, just let the mind relax into the pain. Okay. So now, and then just feel the pain. Okay. So now when feeling the pain, because the pain is already so clear, you actually do not need much effort to feel the pain. Yeah? Because the feeling comes to the mind itself because it's so clear. Yeah? So what you do need effort is to hold the mind steady with mindfulness and continuously observe it, with a relaxed mind. Okay, that's where you direct the energy to. Okay, so keep feeling the pain, okay, with this relaxed mind. Relax into it, ease into it, feel it. Okay? Explore the nature of the pain. Okay, don't just put the mind there, keep feeling, feeling, feeling. Explore into the nature of the pain. Okay, what type of pain is it? Is it pressure pain, heat pain, poking pain, twisting pain, stretching pain? What type of pain? Okay, does the pain remain the same? Or does it increase in intensity, decrease in intensity? Does it disappear? And if it disappear, does it arise again? If it arise again, is it in the same place? Or is it in a different place? Does the pain spread? So watch, explore into the nature of the pain. Mm. So, so cultivate this sense of curiosity about the nature of the pain. Okay? Mm. Uh, Then, as you are watching the pain, so um, especially if you are not yet skillful in noting the pain with mindfulness, the mind can start to react again. Okay? So start to become agitated again, starts to become tense again, aversion start to arise again. Mm. So you can feel at that time the mind is uneasy, unsettled. Okay? When it's relaxed, it's able to stay with the pain, no problem. But when aversion starts to arise, the mind becomes very unsettled, uneasy. uh, So it starts to like jump about. Right? So at that time, you must turn your attention. When you notice this is happening, and immediately turn your attention away from the pain and watch the mind. Okay? Watch the state of mind. Watch the nature of aversion that has arisen in the mind. Okay? Or watch the tension in the mind. Okay? Watch the dislike, uh, the agitation. Okay? So watch this nature of the mind. This is the unwholesome mind that has arisen. Okay? So watch it with mindfulness. Okay? Watch it firmly. Okay? Watch until it disappears. Okay? Mm. So when you will watch it firmly, it will disappear. So when it disappears, you can see the change in the state of mind. Okay? So you watch agitation, and you notice agitation, agitation. Um, After a few noting, it disappear. Okay? When the agitation disappear, you notice the mind change. It becomes calm and peaceful. Okay? And that's the wholesome mind. Okay? So the unwholesome mind disappear, the wholesome mind arise. Okay? You watch the tension in the mind, tension disappear, the mind becomes relaxed. So again, you can notice a change in the state of mind. Okay? Mm. And so once you notice the mind has become calm, peaceful, relaxed again, the wholesome mind has arisen again, then again direct this wholesome mind back to the pain. Okay? And note it, continue to note the pain in the same way. Okay? Mm. So you note it, and again, if the mind becomes disturbed, agitated, again turn your attention to the mind and note it. Yeah, note until it disappear. Then again, return the attention back to the pain. Okay, so never continue to note the pain when the mind has become unwholesome. When there's agitation, tension, and dislike, aversion in the mind, don't continue to watch the pain. Turn your attention to the mind. Note it. Note until the unwholesome mind disappear. Okay? And then when the mind is wholesome again, then only go back and note the pain. Okay? So always note with a wholesome mind. Okay? Wholesome mind is soft, is peaceful, uh, clear, uh, is detached. uh. So, mm, so learn to watch the pain in this way. Okay? Mm. So now, so as you watch like this, notice actually the pain is still there. Okay? You have not gotten rid of the pain. Okay? Because that is not your purpose. Your purpose is not to get rid of the pain. Your purpose is to note the pain, to see into its nature clearly. Huh? So the pain is still there. Huh? But the mind that is noting the pain, if you develop it, huh, you notice the mind is equanimous, is steady, is equanimous, is detached from the pain, is untouched by the pain, is simply observing it clearly, moment to moment. Okay? Mm. So, so if your noting is sharp and strong, you can even discern the pain arising and disappearing moment to moment. You can even see into its nature, impermanent suffering, non-self clearly. Uh, And if the insight into the nature of pain is clear, very sharp, very clear, and at some point during the development of this insight, when the insight becomes very sharp, uh, very clear, the pain can that you note may even disappear completely, uh, simply by noting it. Okay? Mm. So this is the way to note the pain. Okay? Mm. Then another point is that so of course once the pain disappear, again you return back to the primary object. Okay? But what happens if the pain doesn't disappear and you keep noting it? It keeps increasing in intensity, becoming more and more painful. Okay? So then you keep trying to note in the way that we have just described. Okay? Note it with a wholesome mind, explore into its nature. And so if the mind becomes disturbed, note the mind. The mind calms down, go back and note the pain. Okay? So keep doing it. You keep noting it in this way. Okay? So, but if the intensity of the pain increase, there comes a time when no matter how much you know, uh, the mind keeps getting irritated and disturbed. Okay? Uh, so that means that you have reached the threshold of your ability to know. Okay? So in this case, then it's time for a graceful surrender. Okay, so as we said, Pain is a good friend of the yogi. It's a good object, but only if you can note it with mindfulness. Uh, So, so if it comes a point when the pain reaches such an intensity whereby no matter how much you note, uh, the mind cannot calm down. Then it's time for a graceful surrender. Okay? So then you can shift your posture. Okay? So, but do it mindfully. Be aware of the intention to shift. Okay? And then as you shift, be mindful. Shift with mindfulness, aware of each intention, each movement involved in shifting the posture. Okay? Uh, so once you are shifted and you're satisfied, then again return the mind to where the pain was. See what happened to the pain. Uh, Usually, the pain will gradually disappear. Okay? And once it disappears, you can go back to the primary object again. Mm, mm. Okay, we stop here today.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namaskara.